father was Air Force, yeah, linguist.
A linguist?
He was a linguist, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, and I see that this trucking for troops.
Yep.
Nice truck.
Thank you.
And how did you get into this?
So I got inspired by a veteran at a Friendly's restaurant talking about veterans, and he asked me if I had dealt with wounded veterans, and I told him no, I didn't even really know what a wounded veteran was. And anyway, he said, have you been to Walter Reed? And I said, not since my father died there. And he said, well, you should think about wounded veterans. And I woke up out of a dream and literally come up with the idea of iPods. And so I told my son about it. He come up with like 35 patriotic songs, and we downloaded it on these little 50-50 shuffles. And we started doing like iPods for wounded veterans. And that's all I was doing. It was a family thing. It wasn't even an organization. And I had a friend of mine say, hey, give me $500 worth of iPods. And I'm like, what are you going to do with them? He says, that's more you can hand out. So literally that's what we started doing and hustling all my friends. And then I got an article from a friend of mine talking about how much we were giving to illegal immigrants and how much we were giving to our veterans. And it pissed me off and made me crazy mad. And I'm a passionate guy, and when that happens, I do something.
Do you remember those numbers, Scott? How much we were giving to the illegal immigrants versus the
I don't. I have articles that I could show you from back then. This is going back 10 years ago. But anyway.
But enough to make you angry.
Oh, yeah.
To start this business, right?
Absolutely. So I literally bought these trucks personally to raise money for veterans. They're billboards. And I bought them to raise money for veterans. And that's what I set out to do. And a friend of mine says, hey, you should pick up the troops at the airport and give them a full ride to the hotels. So that's what we started doing, and it was so compelling, the hugs, the love. We ended up buying a bunch more trucks.
Wow, how many trucks do you have?
So we got like 4 trucks.
Wow.
And the buses, and yeah.
Wow. Now, why are you here today?
So I'm here to support the truckers because they're fighting for our freedom. They're fighting for our veterans, everything that I believe in. So we brought like 9,000 pounds of water out here for these guys. Yeah. So and just walking around, they're all veterans here.
They're all veterans. Let me ask you something. Do you really believe in your heart enough to drive you that we are losing our rights in the United States?
We absolutely are losing our rights in the United States, and I wish I could scream and just wake up America. We are. It's happening daily. I believe there's things that are going to happen. The people like this that are fighting for our freedom. This is bigger than anybody could imagine. But we are fighting for our freedom.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I had mentioned earlier, I think there's a lot more people than we realize because so many people won't be interviewed. They're afraid.
Oh, that's right.
So I want to thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to say? Let's get a good look at this truck. Isn't this, I have to say, it's one of my favorites.
Isn't it cool?
Yes.
It's got, hey, you know my VIN number in this truck has G-O-D, God, in my VIN number.
Yes, I forgot also. So God bless you.
So, yeah, this is about God, our country, our veterans, our families, and that's what this is all about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.